Welcome into the season preview for Carlow Tennis. Looking at the 2023 season, I'm Sean Meyers, now joined by Gina Lovaglio, the head coach for the Celtics. And first off, thanks so much for doing this. How's everything going with you?
Everything's well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I know it's a season of change, of course. We'll get into that momentarily. But I want to look back at last season, which wasn't all that long ago. Right. It was in the spring. How did you evaluate your team's performance?
I think we did pretty well. We were a little low staffed on our roster, so we gained some freshmen, which I'm sure we'll speak about. But we did pretty well, changing over to the new conference, playing some scrimmages to get us set for this season.
Yeah, it was the final year of the River States, but you really didn't play many River States opponents. You were already playing some teams in the NCAA.
Yeah.
What was the significance of that transition?
From the River States to what we're in now.
Already getting used to some of the NCAA opponents.
It was nice for our girls because they were much more competitive with the teams we're playing now. So
I know the other big change is, of course, it goes from a spring sport to a fall sport,
Yeah.
which means a quick turnaround. What does that change, and how much do you have to kind of change the plans that you had in place for previous years?
it's quite different than what we're used to. Our girls are used to playing indoors at a facility that's pretty far from school, like 15 to 20 minutes, and now we're outdoors, close to school, right at Shenley, and I think they're really excited for the different climate of what we're playing in. So
A shorter off season than normal, but what was the focus for your team?
we wanted to stay in shape. That's really what we pushed for. A lot of girls didn't play a lot of tennis over our break, but they were in the gym, and we have a few girls that play and coach tennis over summer. So,
Who are the returners that you're going to look to count upon this year?
Karissa, our team captain, also a senior, and Jensen, who's a junior. She's also a team captain, and we're really looking forward to Josie. This is our last year with her as well. So.
Well, you mentioned captains. I know tennis is a little bit more individualized than some other sports, but what is the significance of having leaders, and do you think that you have the pieces in place to have good leadership?
I believe we do. Karissa has shown leadership since she's been a freshman on our team. She just has every skill that goes along with being a leader, especially with the program she's in. And then Jensen has always been very quiet, but this past 2 years that we've had her, a year and a half, she's really just flourished into a great leader. So
you have these leaders back, you have the returners, but you also add some new players to the mix. What are the expectations for the newcomers?
We're excited because they're coming right out of their fall season that they had in high school, which they're used to just being outside and playing. So they're looking forward to it.
I know the AMCC is a bit of an unknown. Obviously, it's a new conference to you. What's your expectations and what's the outlook for this conference?
Expectation is to try our best, do our best, be competitive with these teams who are really just close to our competitive team that we have, and then win some more matches, honestly.
I know that the travel is going to be much improved. Yeah. Making this transition to the NCAA and to the AMCC, does it affect how you approach recruiting?
Yeah, we're getting a lot more local girls, I would say, that are used to these local colleges, and it's honestly a little bit more competitive because we've had some girls that have gone to closer schools like St. Vincent, and now we're familiar with these schools, and it's also schools we're possibly playing in our conference, so it's a little bit different to get used to.
Looks like the roster size might grow slightly, but I'm sure there's still areas where you'd like to get it a little bit bigger. What's an ideal number for you, and how would added depth really help everyone involved?
Our number we always talk about is 10. We would love to have 10. That's no more than 10. Less than 10 is okay. 8, we don't want to go below 8, and we're at 8 this year. So,
does that create any challenges that you have to face for this upcoming season then?
I think that our upperclassmen on the team are a little bit more concerned because now they have a spot to fight for and keep. So we're looking forward to that competitiveness of we have 2s that are having these 3 freshmen come in, and just looking forward to that.
Obviously, a lot of the focus is in terms of what you do on the court, but your team has done a great job in the classroom as well. A lot of academic acknowledgement over the summer. What does that mean to you to know that your team is getting it done on and off the court?
We're very proud. We always tell our girls that family comes first, then you have your academics, and then you have your tennis team. So to know that they're just putting 100% of their effort into their academics, but then also still giving us most of the time 100% on the court is unbelievable to me that they are able to do it. So we're just proud of them.
You're the head coach, but it certainly takes a group to make things work in terms of the coaching staff. How much does that benefit you to have good people around you?
Very beneficial. I feel like with any job that you do, you have people behind you or in front of you that kind of pick up where your weaknesses are, where you need help, and we have two great people, Samantha and Emily, who assist the team, and they're coming back this year as well, so looking forward to it.
Lastly, I know it's still early, but if all goes according to plan, what's going to be the best qualities of this year's Carlow team?
The best quality. Hopefully we have the same academic merit that we received last semester, but we're hoping for more wins, more competitive teams that we're playing that are close to us, like I mentioned earlier, and just taking home a few more wins on our conference. So.
Well, Gina, thanks so much for doing this. I know there's a lot of excitement heading into this upcoming season, so go enjoy that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's Gina Lovaglio, the head coach for the Celtics tennis team here on the season preview. And we continue here on the season preview. I'm Sean Meyers, joined by Jensen Stolitza, a junior for the tennis team. First off, thanks for doing this. How's everything been with you?
It's been good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm sure you're excited to begin another season. Before we look at this upcoming season, though, how did you evaluate how you performed last year?
I think last year was a good transition into this coming fall because we were spring last year and now we're turning into fall and we're going to be in a new division.
And so it's a big change, right? You go from a spring season out to a fall season. It means a shorter off season. Did that present any challenges?
I honestly think it's going to be a better thing for us because it's less time to usually, like, if we're in the spring, girls take a break in the fall and lay off the rackets. And now that I think we're going back to back, it will be better.
What do you think your best qualities are as a player?
I think I'm pretty good at keeping calm. Like, I don't get frustrated. I don't show my emotions on the court.
I know you said it was a shorter off season than normal. What did you work on? What did you try to improve upon during that time?
So this summer I worked on conditioning and, like, just keeping in shape so that way in matches I don't get wore out easily.
How much do you benefit from just playing constantly, and how much do you try to step away from actual matches and just focus on your conditioning and things of that nature?
Honestly, I just practice as much as usual, and then if my body's ever hurting, I just take a step back for the weekend and then come back on whenever I feel like I'm well rested.
For this upcoming season, what do you have in mind for goals for yourself and for the team?
For myself, I definitely want to get a few more wins under my belt than usual, and then for the team, I definitely want to get overall wins for everyone.
You're a junior, so you're among the upperclassmen. When you think of the leadership on this team for the upcoming season, what comes to mind?
Leadership-wise, I feel like me and Karissa do really well as captains. We keep everyone in line, and we make sure everyone feels welcome, and we're like a family.
What do you like most about the coaching staff?
They're the sweetest people ever, and they make me feel like family, and if I ever have a problem with anything, even class, I go straight to them.
Is there a match or a few matches that you're most looking forward to?
I'm excited for all of them because they're all new teams that we never played before, and they're all close to here, so we know them more.
What do you most enjoy about the sport of tennis?
I love that I just get to be free. I played other sports all of my life in high school, and it just constantly felt like competition. Like, I had to practice this and do training, and this is the same way, but it's more relaxed, and I get to just let loose.
Were there any qualities from those other sports that translated over and helped you with tennis?
Definitely, like, in the way I practice, like, I'm very serious about it. I would never mess around, but that's the main one, I'd say.
Lastly, what's your favorite part of attending Carlow?
I love how small it is, and then it feels like home.
Well, hopefully you have a good season upcoming. We appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you for having
Jensen
me.
Stolitza, the junior for the Celtics here on the season preview. We continue here on the season preview for Carlow women's tennis. I'm now joined by Karissa Miller, a senior on the team. First off, thanks for doing this. How's everything been with you?
It's been good. How have you been?
I'm doing wonderful. I know that the season's on the brink now. I'm sure you're looking forward to that. What's your excitement, anticipation like before season?
Definitely a lot of build up with this new conference that we're in, whole new teams we're playing. I have a lot of friends that I play with that are on these other teams, so I'm really excited to get to play them this year.
Looking back at last year, which was now just really a few months ago since you played in the spring previously, how did you evaluate your performance?
I think it definitely improved from the previous seasons last year, and I think I want to continue that improvement, hopefully get a few more wins this year as well.
Well, speaking of improvement, I'm sure a lot of that work comes throughout the off season. So what did you focus on getting better at?
I just focused mostly on consistency, just like getting out to the court, working on all my shots overall.
You're a senior now, so you can think back to your prior time here. What is your best memory playing for Carlow?
Just being with all my friends on the team, having fun at practice and the bus rides.
I know that the season changes a little bit because you were in the spring, now it's in the fall. Does that affect how you approach things at all?
No, I think we're going to be more prepared this year because we don't have as much of a break in between seasons, so I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Let's talk about the goals that you have for this upcoming season, for yourself and for the team as a whole.
For myself, I'd definitely like to get a few more wins in, and then I'd like to see the team also do better as well.
As one of the upperclassmen, as a senior, do you feel like you take on a leadership role for this squad?
I try to keep everything organized and like put out my best foot forward just to show the other girls I keep a good attitude.
Looking at the schedule, I know you said you're going against teams that primarily you have not seen before, but you know some players. Is there a match or a few matches you're most anticipating?
No, I'm just looking forward to all of them overall.
Lastly, Carlow University. What does it mean to you, and what do you enjoy most about being here?
I enjoy all the small class sizes. I feel like this is really a family I've formed here. The ability to keep playing the sport I love while still getting a good education has been great.
Well, Karissa, thank you so much for doing this. We appreciate you taking the time, and good luck heading into your senior season.
Thank you.
That is Karissa Miller, a senior for the Celtics here on the season preview.